Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Radillo FC. I'm your host, the Radillo, and the ugliest Manchester United fan in the world. Yes, that's me. And welcome to the preview as you're looking on the screen. And if you're listening, know that we do this on the YouTubes. And if you like watching visual stuff, go ahead and check us out on the YouTubes, the Radillo FC, or just go down in the description where you are, and we should be right there. We are going to get into this. I have a preview for the Manchester United versus Manchester City, Manchester Derby. Big weekend, especially after the result that we had midweek. It's going to be very interesting. We're going to get into the team news, my starting lineup, and then my prediction. So let's transition over to team news. If you are looking on the screen, we are listening, we have a screen. The team news for United and for City is very interesting. Actually affected my lineup right before I was making the video. Just looking at who is going to be available. Looks like Anthony Martial will be available, and he will have some kind of partake in the Manchester Derby. And he's actually in my starting lineup. Edson Cavani was in training this week, but it looks like he's going to be a bench option for United. It also looks like Shaw might wait. Looks like Shaw might be part of a back five. We'll see. And then for city-wise, Pep Guardiola has talked about Sergio Aguero not starting, even though he did play, I believe, 25 minutes in the Champions League against Marseille earlier. Also, we got Eric Garcia, who's going to be out for 2 weeks, so he won't partake in the derby. And Gundogan has been withdrawn because of ankle issues. So that's the team news for basically injuries. There's anything crazy besides Cavani and Martial for United. Those are two big players that had issues the weekend before against West Ham, and obviously didn't partake in Germany for the Champions League tie. So gonna be pretty interesting. My starting lineup for this week is going to be a 5-2-1-2 or a 3-4-1-2, depending on how offensive and defensive Ollie wants to be. But I think this is going to be our formation for success. It's a formation that has been very successful against City, or Pep Guardiola's City, particularly. And we have a three-man back consisting of Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, and Axel Tuanzebe on the right. In between the sticks, I got Big Dave. Left wing back, I got Brandon Williams. Right wing back, I got Aaron Wan-Bissaka. The two midfielders in the middle are Paul Pogba and Fred. Starting at 10 is Donny van der Beek. And Anthony Martial on the left striker position, and Mason Greenwood on the right striker position. I didn't go with Bruno Fernandes, Cavani, or Rashford, because I think we are going to be not resting them, but giving them some time to rest, but then have them come off the bench, I guess, basically, if things go bad. I am a little worried about that, things going bad, but I think these guys that we're going to have in the lineup are going to be more up for it. I think starting Brandon Williams over Telles to give Telles some breathing room. I know we are going to need probably Telles next week, but I wouldn't be surprised if we start him tomorrow. But I'd rather have Brandon Williams to give Telles that time to rest. Keep Luke Shaw also away from the starting lineup. That's all. Another reason why I have Axel in instead of Shaw. I think he's going to be the better option for us. He's going to have a lot more pace. He's going to be able to shut down Sterling for us. Also, we are going to have Erwan Bissaka over there as well, who's going to benefit us on the rights. Even though we do have another option with obviously Brandon Williams and Fosu Mensah, but I think he's the best option to locking down that right-hand side for us. Paul Pogba and Fred. I think Fred is going to be the guy that's going to be box to box everywhere and anywhere for us, while Paul Pogba is going to help us out offensively. I know we've already talked about Paul Pogba this week in the chat. Go check that out. But I don't think it's going to be that big of a thing going on. I think what's going on with that, it's just a way to get more money for Paul Pogba and Mino Raiola. I have Donny instead of Bruno. Giving Bruno some more time to rest, just because we're going to have just a whole bunch of fixtures. I know it's Manchester Derby, but I think this team has a lot of energy. I think we're going to be chasing the ball a lot while City possesses the ball. So I think this team has the most energy, most well-rested players. And then I went with Martial and Mason Greenwood. Greenwood hasn't really played. I mean, he's played throughout this year, but hasn't played as much as Rashford. So I think giving Rashford a little bit of a rest and then having him come off the bench later on, depending on how the game goes, is gonna. I'd rather have Rashford and Bruno Fernandes and Cavani on the bench and giving us an option to salvage the game if it goes bad, but also giving us an option to kill the game off if it goes good. Because I also believe in Mason Greenwood and Martial up top. I think that duo can work pretty well. I think both of them are selfish when they need to be, but also they are unselfish when they need to be. And I think it's going to be a good pairing for them. And I kind of like the Donny van der Beek moving or forward more. And I hope we go for a pressing kind of game for us this weekend. I think we just need to get at them, press them, make them a little bit shaky. I would have liked Cavani to start in this game because he's a little bit more deadly. He can just, finish balls that aren't supposed to be finished by an ordinary striker. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's going to start, so that's why I don't have him in my starting lineup. And like I said, I think the most important thing is to have great options coming off the bench and having Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, and Edson Cavani coming off the bench. Those are three great options for us. Also, we'll have Scott McTominay just in case as well. Let's say Axel Tuanzebe or Lindelof or Maguire the back three just gets too shaky, and we go back to our I would say natural formation of a 4-2-3-1. That makes sense to me as well to play. But I feel like this is going to be the best way to beat and stop City and get the 3 points. So yeah, we're going to move into my prediction, I guess. But also let me know what your formation and what you want Manchester United to set up with. Do you agree with my formation? Do you agree with my, I guess, way I want United to set up? Because what it's going to be when you look at it, it's Paul Pogba is going to be serving some nasty balls over the top to either Mason Greenwood or Anthony Martial. Yes, it would be nice to have Rashford there, but I think having Rashford as an option when maybe City are a little bit more shaky or a little bit more tired later in the game, I think is going to be more beneficial to us. And concluding this review, my score prediction. Now, this might be a very optimistic score prediction, but I believe we will win 2-1. Like I said, we will be able to not let City get so wide with our defensive setup, but also be able to hit them on the counters and also be able to serve some good balls over the top with Paul Pogba. It's not great to say we have to play that way, but it's City. They're a top team in the Premier League. We have to obviously take this game seriously because we are in good league form at the moment. We're in great form, actually. We've won the last 4 games in the league. Obviously against some of them you would say are lesser opponents, but we are on a roll. We need to continue this roll. We also need to bounce back from Leipzig. And I know there's been a lot of talk, obviously, and I had the Leipzig score on the screen as well. We lost 3-2, so that should be in our minds that we can't let things like that happen defensively in that game. If it happens in this game, it's going to be a long uphill battle. So obviously, first 20 minutes is going to be very important for us to shut down City, to get settled into the game, and then begin to start playing our own game. It would be interesting to also see Jesse Lingard involved for pressing purposes, because he is great at that, but he's also just coming back, so who knows how long he can last. But he also might be a difference maker in the sense that he might come in the last 30-20 minutes and be able to start to press City, and who knows what that result is going, or where that game will be and the result or the score line will be at that time. But I think he might be also another great option to come off the bench. And I also wouldn't be surprised if he started, because like I said, City's going to be in possession a lot. We are probably going to have the ball as much as we usually do. So yeah, that's basically it. That's my review. Tell me guys what you guys think. Let me know your guys' predictions for the game. I hope we do not get whacked in this game. I'm a little nervous because of City starting to really turn it around, and it's starting to, I guess, gel later into the season. Obviously, we're starting to gel as well, but it would be nice to stop their momentum a little bit and to continue our momentum in the league. I think it'd just be very beneficial for us, because the City's obviously going to be in that top 2 conversation, and I want to be part of that conversation with United. I want the league to start respecting United again. I think getting a result and getting more respect onto Ollie's name is going to be the most important thing. But obviously, first 20 minutes is where we're going to win or lose the game. And I think if City score, that will be their only score in the first 20 minutes. And then we need to shape up, man up, and we'll probably get the 2 goals, because for some reason, we're a second half team right now. The last game against Leipzig, we were a last 20 minute team, but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping. I'm very optimistic, and I just want the 3 points in this game, and to finally get a good result at home, I think would also be beneficial for us. So like I said, let us know in the comments down below about your starting lineups and your score predictions, and how you think Manchester United are going to win, or how you think, if you're a City fan, how do you think City are going to match up against us? Is it going to be 4-0 for you guys? How's your setup going to be? And yeah, that's been it. I've been theeradillo. Thank you guys for joining us on theeradillo FC. Like I said, I am the ugliest Manchester United fan in the world. No doubt about that. And we will see you guys in the review, which hopefully will not be a bloodbath. Cheers.